once again to the Sticky Wicket podcast. This is the weekly cricket show about the wonderful world of international cricket by four fans of the game from three different cricketing countries. I'm Joe McDougall. I'm here with a very smug-looking Marty Drummond.
Hi Joe, how are you today?
And Mr. Cheese Davis from New Zealand.
Good evening.
And my fellow Englishman Ed Crowther.
Hello everybody.
And this week on the podcast we are going to be talking about the first test between India and Australia. I think Marty's got a thing or two to say about that. We're going to follow that up with some news coming out of the W.Indies, where England have had a couple of warm-up games this week, and a preview of the ODI series there that starts on Friday. I'm going to be the quizmaster this week, and then we're going to be talking about the New Zealand against South Africa ongoing series down there, and then follow it up with some other business coming out of county cricket, like Ian Botham being made the chairman of Durham, and one or two other bits and pieces of news as well. We'd also like to get all your thoughts on everything that we've discussed through Facebook and Twitter. You can search for us there at the Sticky Wicket podcast. And as we say, we'd like to get all of your thoughts on there. And also, if you search for us on the SoundCloud or iTunes, you can subscribe to us there and get this podcast and every other one sent directly to your phone or tablet every week. We'd also really like to get a review from you if that's possible on iTunes. It really helps us to get us out there a little bit more. So if you can search for us on the Sticky Wicket podcast and pop a review on there, it'd be most useful. So, we'll start the show. I guess the obvious place to start is in India, in Pune, Australia. Amazingly polished off India in 3 days to lead this series 1-0. So that's a moving on to the England series. Come on, Marty.
Not that fast.
Come on then, Marty. Tell us all about it.
Well, I mean, I think we all have probably seen a lot about this in the papers and so forth of what happened. And I think at the end of the day, this is about India trying to create a deck at Pune. And I understand that Pune is it's meant to be probably a flat deck compared to what it was. So it was clearly created to make life unbelievably uncomfortable for the Australian batsmen. And look, I understand why, but we talked about it last week in regards to what they could do. And that first day when you saw Warner and Renshaw and then Smith all sort of scrambling through trying to make their runs, and I really thought, here we go again. We're going to get bowled out for 250. India will come in and then they'll make 600 and it's going to be game over. But that second day, tell you what, there was the Stark innings when he put on 50, which changed the balance, I think, of the game. Yeah. At least the way the game was going. And then when the Indian batsmen came out and they looked completely lost at sea. I mean, I've never seen the Indian team play like that on the subcontinent. I mean, it's not like I know Ed's talked before about line and so forth and about how he's a good solid spinner, and he is. But when you got O'Keefe in there, who everyone talks about it being, what's the word for it? I mean, he doesn't really spin the ball, I guess. Coming out
he's
and
just a very orthodox
35 in 2 innings back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a phenomenal performance. It just truly was. I mean, I think we all would have seen Smith's comments in the press conference afterwards about the number of days since Australia's won a Test match. I mean, it was 4,502 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it
was 2004 was the last time they beat India in India. So if you think about the team back then, when you had like Damien Martin and you had Gilchrist and I think all of them, wasn't it? Monty was actually injured at that too.
Hayden Langer?
Yeah, it would have been.
They would have all been in.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a long time. It's such a hell of a long time between drinks, really. And for them to go out there and have all the things that were in the papers, whether it was the papers at home, whether it was the papers here, whether the papers in India, talking about the team getting absolutely thrashed. And credit to the boys, really. I mean, what they did to win by 333. I mean, that was just a phenomenal performance. I mean, everyone wrote them off. I think every Australian wrote them off. We were talking last week saying, if they got one, they've got one draw even, it would probably be a
3-0 would be a good result. I think that's what we said.
Yeah. They come out and do this. So I mean, I just think it was a marvellous all-round team performance. There was some good performances apart from O'Keefe. Lyons still bowled very well, I thought. In that last innings when I think Stark bowled 2 overs and that was about it, I think, for anyone else. It was basically Lyon and O'Keefe going through. I thought Renshaw, as a 20-year-old coming into India, never played over there.
That was
before.
impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just a really good all-round performance. So I don't know what's going to bring for the next test. I imagine that India's going to regroup and come out to be completely fired up, probably on a flat deck.
Well, I think what they'll presumably do now is just prepare a flat deck. I think India have just shot themselves in the foot. If they prepare a normal Indian wicket, then if their spin bowlers are better than Australia's, then they'll still take more wickets than Australia's will. Whereas if they just prepare a raging turner, it makes the Australian spinners way more dangerous. And they just don't need to. And actually, the Indian batsmen played some appalling shots. You know, they were
didn't they?
shocking.
Some of them were absolutely terrible.
So I don't think it suits them to have a Turner. I think it's just that's what tradition tells you. But they should just prepare an Indian wicket, and if it will spin a bit, especially at the end. And Ashwin and Jadeja are meant to be so much better than Lyon and O'Keefe that should be enough for them. But the batsmen can't handle it either when it turns. So
they could. I thought it was interesting. I mean, I've never sort of really focused on anything like this before on how to play spin. I'm not sure if you boys kind of have before. The way Smith was dropping his hands. Each time the ball spun, he would just drop his hands through straight down.
There's no point talking to me about it.
He was certainly batting a little bit different to what... I mean, I think texted saying he looks a lot fidgetier than normal, but then when you actually watched him, he wasn't fidgety. He was doing something extra with his technique to try and nullify the spin or keep the ball on the ground or something.
So I think he got beaten something like 20 or 30 times in that second innings when he was doing that. And I think Renshaw was doing the same thing as well. So it's clearly like a tactic they're trying to
coaching,
use.
Probably.
Yeah. So
they've been there for a while, haven't they? So they've probably put a lot of practice into it.
I think they saw they were is it over in Dubai or wherever it was? I think they may have been
yes,
there.
they
as
were.
well.
You're right. Yeah, they got there in early February.
Yeah,
they've been there for quite a while.
Yeah, but so it was a good performance. I mean, it was all round. Well, except for the Marsh boys, but that's probably not to be expected.
So. We've not mentioned yet who the real difference maker has been in all this. Monty Panesar. He's responsible for Australia winning this test match.
Well, it could be.
He must have done some great work with O'Keefe because they've taken him out there, and we have.
Is he actually out there with them? Is he?
Yeah, he's out there with them. He's clearly with it. We have to get him back in our side.
Yes, brilliant.
This is just going to be every week, isn't it?
No,
yeah.
Look,
campaign.
Look, you look at how O'Keefe and Lyon bowled. It just puts into perspective how even more abysmal our spinners' performances were. They were awful, and then if you can go out there and just bowl something like Monty Panesar is our best. And if he's playing club cricket, if he's coaching them, he's clearly with it. Let's get him back in.
If we are moving the conversation on to Monty Panesar, didn't he get a free contract with Northants this season or something? What did he do?
It's been cancelled. So he needs.
So what did he do?
Well, he needs somewhere to play. So
if he's England, presumably.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. No. I'm going to start a crowdfunding page. And I'm going to raise enough money so that Monty can get a gig in a county so he can play for England. We'll call it Make Monty Great Again. So please give generously.
Fantastic.
Let's get him back.
Just fantastic. Right,
we need to sort our
I'm on board.
Sorry, I've got a complete tangent now from the Australia thing, but
I'm on board. I'm on board. Easy.
Okay,
done.
so
he's back.
So other than Monty Panesar, so other than Monty Panesar, who else apart from the spinners? Obviously, I mean Smith's 100 was pretty special as well, wasn't it?
Well, it was. I think it was. I mean, a lot was made out of the fact that I think he had a number of chances. I think he was dropped 3 times.
Yeah, they just
if there was a
fell
review,
asleep, didn't they?
If they hadn't thrown away their reviews, that they could have got him as well. But at the same time, I mean, on a pitch like that, when it's turning right angles, man, to make it, I think 190, mate. I think it was. It was just an amazing performance.
109, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it was just really special. I think to their credit, a lot of the great Indian ex-players have come out and said about the performance, about how unexpected it was, and the way that he batted and so forth.
What did Harbhajan Singh say?
I was about to say, all except Harbhajan.
Is he quiet again?
Our friend Harbhajan.
It's been quiet, has he, Harbhajan?
Harbhajan, I don't know what Australia ever did to him. I mean, he demoralised us in 2001, and I think almost tried to end Ponting's career.
He got Ponting out every time he bowled, didn't he?
Time. He's had the incident with Simons.
Of course.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and he's a fiery character, I guess, but you'd at least have to throw a bit of credit. I mean, goodness me. Wouldn't even refer to it as a pitch.
Really?
Wouldn't give O'Keefe any credit for it.
Oh, really?
So anyone can get a wicket on those types of pitches. I mean, come off it.
You've got to. Yeah, I mean the Smith thing, you can't really take it away from him. I mean every other batsman in that game, apart from Stark, really has failed pretty much. And Renshaw played pretty well too. But I mean,
especially when he had the
in the first innings,
he had the runs also.
Oh yeah, he had to nip off for a toilet break, didn't he?
Yeah, Alan Border had been going.
He looked sick in the second.
That must have been awful.
He looked sick in the second innings too, didn't he? Was he? What is?
Well, he doesn't go away quickly.
He came into bat, I think, at 6 rather than opening.
Right, okay.
So he must have still been a bit crook.
Imagine that in that heat as well. It must be awful.
Good on him.
Can't imagine anything worse.
First innings over there, eh? That's unbelievable.
Deli belly in heat like that, and then having to bat. It must be absolutely appalling.
Yeah.
Right, and well, as I said with Smith, because I mean, I think like to have thought of him as a bit of a flat track bully, really, but I think we've got to give him that one as an unbelievable knock. So, so I suppose we'll give him that, really.
While we're talking about Smith, I know I didn't foul in this series, but can I ask, in all seriousness, who do you like seeing foul more, Coley or Smith?
Smith.
You like seeing, yeah, okay. Oh.
Right.
Pick off the mark, did it?
You didn't hold back.
Yeah. Well, until this winter, probably Smith, but now I'm not sure, really.
Right.
I think I'd like Kohli to play outside of India for a bit, just to drag him that down a little bit, because he's getting very carried away over this.
Marlon Samuels. He'd be my number one.
Yeah. He's coming up later in the podcast, I think.
Yeah, I think he will actually. You've got
He will
particular interest in.
You'll be disappointed in him.
haven't you?
No, he's not going to Derbyshire
I
anymore.
know.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
Oh, don't spoil the news.
Right, yeah. So, and then when's the next test?
Starts on the 4th in Bangalore.
When's that?
So, as we said, I'm not sure what sort of pitch they normally have there. In fact, it's
Bangalore's flat. It's where we had the last T20, I think, and they smashed it around all over.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see them trying, as I said earlier, to get a really flat pitch and try and basically grind the Australian bowlers into the dust.
Yeah.
A bit of punishment. So what they do, but I mean, I guess the Australian players will be going in a bit of a high. I mean, I wouldn't...
You think so?
Yeah, you think so.
They looked extremely determined, didn't they?
Well, they
They've been slagged off so much.
Yeah.
It's after the last time they came there. Remember what happened last time?
Yeah.
When it was with the disaster before the Lehman era.
Yeah.
It was the
homework game, wasn't it? Yeah, of course.
It was probably a big difference between them and England's kind of body language and demeanour over there, I would have thought too. I mean, the way they held themselves compared to the way the English were kind of...
I think England were probably a bit like that in the first test, that they nearly won. And then after that, it just seemed to fall away dramatically. So hopefully...
Are you guys, niggled? You niggled at all? Did Australia got a test match?
Yeah, well, it's just annoying seeing Australia do well, isn't it? It's horrible. No one enjoys it.
Yeah, niggled, mate.
No one enjoys it.
No, apart from... Yeah.
So what do you think will happen in the second test, boys? I mean, I think we probably all think that India will come back strongly.
It's difficult to say, isn't it? They've got to come back strongly. It won't be like that again. Sure, they're not going to win by 300 runs again. Surely
it could be, couldn't it?
But it could be. I mean, well, you just don't know after that. They played so badly.
Yeah.
Their batsmen, especially.
Yeah. What would it say to England if Australia came out and won the second test on a flat pitch?
We haven't got any spinners. That's what it says about those.
Making Monty great again.
You need to bring back Monty Palliser, apparently. That'll solve everything. I don't know. It'd be incredible if you could win the series, but there's a long way to go.
Let's not go that far.
Yeah.
Kohli will have given him a good kick up the backside.
I think
and they'll be.
I mean, he got
maybe they're a bit complacent.
He got
maybe
very angry.
He was upset, wasn't he?
Very upset.
Well, it's all gone his way. It's the first time it hasn't gone his way, isn't it? He's not lost or anything yet. I think the only games he's lost are those 2 one-days against England.
Yeah.
Which, they won both of those ODI and T20 series. So he's not really been in any sort of... He's not lost a test match. So, I mean, he's that animated and sort of fretty when he's winning. I dread to think what he's like when he's losing. So it must be a nightmare in the changing room. But it might do them good, you never know. So well done, Australia. We'll move on. So we'll go to the West Indies now. England arrived there last week for a 3-match ODI series that starts this Friday. They've had a couple of warm-up games which they've won fairly convincingly. Alex Hales has also flown out today to join the squad. I know that in the warm-up games, Jason Roy, Johnny Bairstow both got runs. Morgan's got more runs as well, which is good news. But what happens with the lineup with Hales back in there?
And Sam Curran's gone as well.
Tom Curran.
Is it Tom Curran?
Yeah. He's flown out
So
today.
he's the right arm one, isn't he?
He's the right arm one.
And the little lad's the left arm.
I think so, yeah. He took a load of wickets for the Lions in their sort of non-test match against Sri Lanka, and he's replaced
Jay Ball.
Who's I think staying out there. He's not out for the series, but he's going to miss the first one or something, so they've flown out Curran, which is his first sort of call-up, isn't it, I think?
They're talented lads, though, so I've seen a little bit of them on Sky and things, and they look really good.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Stuart Meaker?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be really good.
Last year,
Again, going on a slight tangent. Has he been injured, or you're a Surrey member, Marty?
Yeah,
Should know these things.
For the social.
a very social people.
Yeah.
I mean, Hale's got to play.
How, you think he'll just go straight back in?
Yeah. He's our highest ever individual total getter. Only a few matches ago. He's a great one-day, plays a great wide ball player. So, and him and Roy are a good partnership. They're successful. So, if it's not broken, don't try and fix it, I guess. And then the rest of the order sort of picks itself, doesn't it? After Morgan solidified his place in the last
does that mean
series.
there's no Billings? Your man Billings.
Yeah, well, I would have stupidly put him in probably instead of Morgan, but I mean, he's going to get his chance with Butler going to the IPL, isn't he, to do a bit of keeping in a few games' time. So he's going to get a chance. So yeah, obviously you've got Root, Morgan, Stokes, Butler. So the order sort of picks itself really.
And keep 2 spinners in. They like doing it at home and away for the one days, don't they?
Yeah, I think Rashid will be good out there because it spins out there and he spins it both ways. And when people have actually got to get runs, there's pressure on. That's when he comes into his own, isn't it? They can't wait around for a bad ball or whatever. And if he's turned it both ways, I think he'll get some wickets.
So we haven't mentioned it yet as well, but have you seen the squad the West Indies have got for this series?
Is it dreadful?
It's utterly dreadful, yeah. So they're basically all their main players are shunning it. They're not in the Champions Trophy because they didn't qualify. Because it's only the top 8 sides in the world and they dropped out of that. So Bangladesh are in, West Indies aren't. Yeah. So they're not in the. So they've got no. They're not. It's basically not preparation for the Champions Trophy like it is for England.
Well, this was the thing with Marlon Samuels, wasn't it? That you have to play in their list A competition to
a
be
certain
eligible
amount
for selection.
of games. Yeah,
But obviously
in
Pakistan,
domestic.
the PSL
SL,
is on, so that obviously they're not interested in.
Well, yes. I mean, that means he's not. I think he's not allowed to play for the West Indies because he's not played enough first-class cricket there this winter or this summer. But so he's basically not allowed. But I think all the others presumably have got IPL contracts lined up and everything else, and they're just not interested. And they're not in the Champions Trophy, so they've almost got no motivation.
Any big names playing at all?
I think there was one player. I heard one player who played in the T20 World Cup last year is in this.
There's that Craig Brathwaite who hit, but
was Brathwaite playing?
Is he? Are you sure it's not the other Brathwaite?
Carlos? It was
no, it's Craig.
Craig.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's 2, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't think it's the big
is it
hitter
not the
from
big
last year.
hitter?
I think there's 2 of them.
Right.
And this is Ben Stokes will be happy to hear.
Brathwaite versus the baked bean would be good. Be good to see.
Yeah,
Stokes Samuels. Everyone sees Stokes Samuels.
I know,
and that too. Yeah,
Samuel's
that's very
very
true.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a shame. So I mean, presumably England are expected to walk it, really, because of the squad and everything else. And England have played so well. I guess you wouldn't bet against it, but
That's bad preparation for the Champions Trophy, isn't it?
It's
West
not
Indies and
ideal,
Ireland. Have you got South Africa before?
No.
No, they're after, aren't they?
we played South Africa after the Champions
That's
Trophy.
terrible preparation.
So it's 3 against the West Indies, then 2 against Ireland, and then in the Champions Trophy, which neither of those teams are in the Champions Trophy. Effectively, neither of them are good enough to be in the Champions Trophy because neither of them qualified. So. Yeah, it's not. It's not ideal.
Quite
for us.
strange choices, isn't it? I mean, no one else is available.
Well,
it won't be a choice, will it? It'll be.
Yeah.
Issues.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Well, this is to finish off a Test series that they had. Was it 2 years ago that they went down to the West Indies and just played like 2 or 3 tests? Yep. So this is like the finishing off that bilateral series.
So ideally, if you're England, you want to be in Australia or New Zealand playing against those 2 now.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be the most liked, but obviously they have schedules and it is what it is. Yeah. So I guess you got to take what you get.
Yeah.
I suppose so. Yeah. So anyway, we'll see. But that starts on Friday. I think there's 2 in Antigua. Your old man will tell us about that.
You flying out tomorrow night? Yeah.
Can we get a live interview with him down there? Oh, Jim.
Oh, he's had a few gin and tonics.
Hello.
I'm not sure he knows what Skype is though or anything. I'm meeting him at Victoria tomorrow to print out his Gatwick Express tickets.
Oh, it's just because he wants to see you, mate. It doesn't
No, we saw him on Friday.
True.
Amazing. Right. Well, that's that. So moving on, it's the quiz this week.
Fantastic.
So I'm the quiz master this week, but there's a bit of a twist. So rather than just be a normal quiz, it's a Who Am I based quiz.
Yes. I'm due a win here, Matty.
So you certainly are. So I'm gonna read out a line of a Who Am I, and then any one of you is welcome to guess.
Can we put our hands up?
You can put your hands up if you like. Yeah.
Mark Richardson.
And then if you guess,
Jesse Ryder.
if you guess wrong, then you're out until the other two have had a guess.
Sure.
And then if
Right.
they both get it wrong, then everyone's back in, and we can keep going.
Let's do it.
So yeah, just put your hands up, and
Was it hands up?
so,
Hands up?
Yeah, just.
Okay.
I suppose it doesn't really matter. You can just probably jump in.
Yeah.
Right. So who am I? I'm a former international cricketer. I was born in 1968 in Cape Town. I played 63 Test matches and 213 ODIs for my country.
Lance Klusner?
Incorrect. So you're out for a minute,
He's
Cheese.
too old, isn't he? Sorry, he's too young for that.
My... No.
It's roughly that era.
Yeah, 68.
40,
46, yeah.
48.
Alan Donald.
Incorrect.
Mate.
So Ed.
I've got some rhythm space.
Yeah. We should make a rule about it.
You
just
can't
make the
just
list.
keep rattling off.
Right. I'll put some pressure on. Right.
Yes, one chance.
My Test match batting average was 51.54.
Wow.
I'll give you one more, then you've got to
Gary
guess.
Kirsten.
Incorrect. Right, you're all back in. I was a wicket keeper.
Boucher?
Incorrect. I played for Zimbabwe.
Oh, Andy Flower. Oh, yes!
I was literally a dead heat.
Yeah,
did I get
I think
it?
that was. I'm not sure who got that. Really.
Concede, Marty.
No,
Come on.
I'll give it to you.
Yes.
I'll give it to you.
All right, well done, Cheese. You're 1-0 up then.
Brilliant.
That was, that was a great curveball to start with. Born in Cape Town, played for Zimbabwe.
That was a very good curveball. Deceitful.
Right, okay. Right, who am I? I'm a current international cricketer. I was born in 1983 in Durham. I've scored over 7,000 Test runs. Really?
I just feel like this is a trick question.
No. No, not this time. I was the fastest man to 2,000 one-day international runs.
Amler.
Correct. Well done.
That's, good, Ed. Well done.
Yeah.
I don't know where I knew that. I don't know where I knew that stat from. I
Yeah.
remember seeing it sometime.
Very good. All right, so one each for Cheese and Ed. Okay, so who am I? I'm a former England bowler. I was born in 1969 in England, brought up in Western Australia. I was an opening bowler.
Is it Alan Mullally?
Yes, Manny!
Moolally.
I'm not thinking of him.
No, neither was I.
That was good. I was expecting that to go on for a while. I was waiting for the left arm clue to give that away.
Well done. There you go.
Well
We
done.
went to the Ashes with an opening tacker, McCaig and Mullally.
Yeah.
It's really back in the bad
I
old days.
understand why you didn't win.
Against
that was when your A team of like Greg Blewett and somebody else got 400 in like 2 sessions as well in the warm-up game.
Yeah, right, one each. This is good. Right. Oh dear, there might be another one from out of here. Right, former Australian Test cricketer. I was born in 1961. No, nothing. No. I took a hat trick over 3 overs in 1988.
Oh,
Is it Terry Alderman?
no.
Incorrect.
I knew this because it was when I was doing my quiz last week. This was one of the questions I could have had. Because I ended up going with the one about the 4 and 4 wickets thing.
It's a very good stat actually. 3 over 3 overs. So we got the last ball of an over, then the first ball of the next over to bowl them out, and then the first ball of the next innings.
Merv Hughes.
Correct.
It was, yes.
There he is.
Yeah. Yeah, and he had no idea he had a hat trick, so he had to be told about it. Yeah, but yeah, it's a bit of a miss there. I was going to have something. I know Victorian, and I was going to have Bill Laurie's favourite player was next. Right, there are only 2 left. So, and I haven't got a tiebreaker. No, I right, who am I? I'm a former international cricketer. I was born in 1971 in Auckland. I am the only Test cricketer to climb Mount Everest.
Adam Perori.
Correct.
Yes. I'm glad I followed one piece of news about him.
So what gave it away? The Everest thing, was it?
The Everest thing, yeah. Yeah, he did that a few years back, I think.
Yeah, I presume he did it in retirement. I think he did it quite recently rather than...
Yeah, I think
in the
it was
day.
only 4 or 5 years ago or so.
Right, so it's Ed and Cheese have got 2 each. And Marnie's got 1, so I'm kind of hoping you don't win this, to be honest. So,
It's in Australia, isn't it?
No. I was born in 1882 in Cambridge.
W.G. Grace.
Incorrect.
Oh, who's...
1882, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so long ago, Joe.
He's probably playing in 1882.
I played 61 tests for England. I scored...
Jack Hobbs?
Yeah, correct.
Oh,
I knew you were gonna
Marty. Ruins it for
Should we do
everyone.
part 2 next week?
No, I could just... I'm pretty sure I can make one up, can I?
Well,
Will it be too obvious?
It's just going to be a bit time consuming, isn't it? And a bit bitty. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, let's leave that. It's a draw. It's a dead heat. Well done, boys.
No, that was good. We'll do part 2 next week.
Okay, all right, it's 2-2.
yeah.
That can be your quiz
Who's
for
doing quiz next week? Is that me?
That's
Joe,
you.
it's doing part 2.
Joe again. Right. Okay.
You're welcome, right? Brilliant. Right, excellent. Right, moving on. New Zealand, South Africa. Jeez, what's the latest?
The latest was AB de Villiers' pop song, which came out of South Africa. And I mean, did you guys see that? Please.
did, yeah.
He had a pop song.
I didn't.
Ages ago.
Oh, come on!
You not see it?
Get on the. Are you not following
It's
Sticky
on
Wicket
YouTube.
Facebook?
No, it's
Sticky
on
Wicket
our
Facebook.
Facebook page.
Oh, was it?
Mate,
I'm not on Facebook, though.
this is brilliant. I mean, you saw Brett Lee do his Bollywood one a few years back. This is just as bad. It was horrible.
It's
Absolutely
something,
horrible.
yeah.
So it does distract from the fact that we got pumped. The other
It was
day
a
by South
hammering,
Africa.
wasn't it? The third game.
It was.
So you're 2-1 down in a 5-match series with 2 to play, right?
2-1 down, 2 to play. Second to last one tonight in Hamilton.
Right.
I've got some more good stats on New Zealand today, actually. I'm very proud of myself. I don't normally know much about the stats. But if New Zealand win this test series, 9 home test series wins in a row, leaves us second all time behind South Africa, who won 17 in a row.
Yeah.
Really?
17 home series in a row. Sometime early 2000s, something like that, right?
I think it was quite recently. It was about 2004 to 2013 or something.
Was
like
it?
that. Yeah,
Okay.
it was basically all the way through kind of Amlar, Delstein
Right.
days, I suppose.
17 in a row.
Cannot believe why I'm watching this.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous,
It's
mate.
so cheesy.
He's singing in Afrikaans as well, which makes it even better.
Yeah, so you don't have a clue what they're
Classic.
even talking about.
But he's
It's quite something.
Yeah, anyway, so Hamilton is the next game.
Hamilton's in the game tonight. Yep,
How does that normally play?
well, it spun a lot in the first game. Spun a hell of a lot. We've got we've thinking about bringing in. We've got Jeetan Patel in the squad. We brought him in as a potential third spinner. So the decision is going to be made whether they play him. But South Africa have also brought in a third spinner into the squad too. So potentially 3 spinners in both teams tonight. But whether or not New Zealand drops Southey or de Graan home would be the risk. But we're definitely getting rid of Latham and Broom, who have scored a grand total of 6 runs together in the first 3 games.
In 3 games.
Latham's just horribly out of form, you know, and he's in one of those modes where he just can't get a run. Like in the second one day, he smashed one to square leg and got caught, like absolutely smashed it, and you just see him go, "What have I got to do? What have I got to do to get some runs?" So, probably about
Must be a
time that he
horrible
bows
place
out
to
for a
be.
bit. Yeah. And I think tonight the toss will be really important. New Zealand obviously need to win. New Zealand are a lot better setting a total.
Is it just a day game, not a day-nighter?
I don't know, mate. Not sure, not 100% sure, but it'll turn a lot more in the second innings. New Zealand's a better team batting first anyway. I think we've seen that over the last 3 or 4 years. If we put on a total, we've won the 2 games this series batting first, putting on a decent total and restricting. We just psychologically bow out a little bit when we're sort of chasing, when there's that scoreboard pressure and things. But, we just haven't been batting very well, bowled very well. But I need to ask you, South Africa their top 6, De Kock, Amler, Du Plessis, De Villiers, Duminy, Miller, Pretorius. So it's top 7. That's an amazing. That's an amazing top 6 or 7, isn't it? Batting, like that's. No wonder they're number 1 in the world. But I can't recall in recent times anyway a top 6 as good as that in one-day cricket. That's pretty good.
Not when they're all in form, especially.
Yeah.
There's some absolute. Du Plessis and De Kock are both now absolute guns, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then obviously Amler and De Villiers always have been.
Always have
and
been,
Duman has had an amazing 12 months.
David Miller was the top IPL contracted player last year.
Was
so
he?
he's a gun as well. I think he was captain of. He's captain of one of the sides. So
what about their bowling lineup though? Is it as
Rabada, Tahir. They don't have
Steyn and
Philander in
Walker
there.
are out.
Steyn and Walker are out. Walker's coming in for the Test series. They've got Chris Morris, who bowls very good seamers. Wayne Parnell, left armer, who's been around for a while.
Yeah. If they get all of them fit for the Champions Trophy,
Mate, they're going to be hard to beat.
Massive favourites.
They're going to be very hard to beat because that
apart
Rabada.
from Well, I know you rate England very highly, but
No, just until I see South Africa win one, I will never make them favourite. It's one of those things for me. They just
Well, yes, that's very true.
It has happened a lot of times.
That's very true. Interestingly as well, if we beat them tonight, the last game's at Eden Park, which was the scene of the semi-final. I mean, they killed us in that 2020 the other night. Who cares? If we go back for a fifth game decider at Eden Park, that'll be really, really interesting. But you're right, they choke in these series, don't they?
they have to win one sometime.
Oh, they've got to.
I mean,
do they really have to?
They're such a good side. It's incredible.
I mean, they've been there before, though.
But they've had awesome sides in the past, and it just doesn't.
They
quite.
have.
That 1919 was,
And they'll struggle to get past England if Monty Panesar comes back in. So
He's bowling his darts. You're not getting them off the square, are they?
yeah. But yeah, so look, we've got two more games. Hopefully we win tonight, so it makes a bit of a series of it. But it's no embarrassment to lose to South Africa, as far as I'm concerned. We've got to stand up and score some runs. And then on to the test series next week.
Right.
3 test series.
3 test
So
series.
yeah, it's all happening down under.
Very good. Right, well, we'll talk more about that next week, I guess.
Yeah, mate. No, all good.
Cool. Okay, so moving on, there's some other news coming out this week. A couple of bits and pieces, actually. There's one of them is that Ian Botham was unveiled as the chairman. He was named as chairman a little while ago, but he was unveiled this week as the new Durham chairman. He was very kind of punchy in terms of talking about targets for promotion and stuff. He says they should comfortably be the best side there, which I guess you can't argue with, considering the players they've still got. It's a tough job being Durham chairman now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But it definitely is. But I think both of them will be. If somebody's going to, just his personality, isn't it? So, obviously they need to raise money.
Yeah.
He's going to be able. He's the sort of person to be able to put on big events.
Yeah,
and
that's
get
true.
big hitting people to be there. So he'll be able to raise a lot of money. And when he's dealing with their creditors and things. So excuse me, he'll be able to. He just is seeing both of them, isn't it? He'll probably be able to sort of win people over his personality, do some deals. So anybody can get that club out of that mire.
Yeah.
It's probably him, and hopefully he will do, because they produced as Onions, Harmison, Collingwood,
Jennings now?
Stokes. Well, they've not produced Jennings, have they? Mustard. They've been a fantastic in only a short period of time. They've been a fantastic county, so hopefully.
I agree. It's a shrewd move, isn't it?
I think so.
I mean, are they a figurehead, or are they? I mean,
The chairman, it's difficult to
what experience do
say.
you have kind of heading up an organisation?
I don't know. It's. I think, as Ed said, there's going to be a lot about the fact that he's a big name and can attract things like big events and sponsors, and will have a hell of a lot of contacts. You would think at that sort of end of things. But I mean, it's you're right. He's not a businessman, as far as I know. Anyway, not at that kind of level. Anyway, so he might struggle on that front, but he'll get. The board must be made up of that, and the key thing is getting them financially sound. And then, I mean, they're starting on minus 48 points this year in Division 2 after the
Sorry, minus 48.
minus 48 points. Yeah, which is two
games, though, isn't it?
Maximum two maximum point wins. Yeah.
Okay.
It isn't interesting when you think about it that way, actually, because if he's maybe no business acumen, who knows? I agree with Ed that he's going to help raise a lot of money and draw people into events and things like that. But if he is there as a figurehead, the chairman is not probably the role to be a figurehead, because a chairman, as far as I'm aware, is a very important role in the club. You've got to work pretty closely with the CEO. You've got to essentially be the kind of the mover and shaker of the club in terms of business decisions. Is there a president? That to me would be a figurehead role more so than a chairman.
It doesn't look like it's been a CFO for the last few years.
Well, this is exactly right. So they're going to need to get a good treasurer.
But it's more. I think it's just him. I imagine there's probably like businesses in the area that they owe money to, or they'll have all these people, and he'll be the sort of person. He'll go to them. He'll say, right, if we can do this, and I'll put on this event, and we'll tie him. I can just imagine him being that sort of person. They'll sort of. He's not got what you describe as he's not a classic businessman, is he? But he's people respond to him, and he commands respect. And I imagine I can just see him doing things like that. Yeah,
He'll get on the piss on the golf day.
Yeah,
I love it.
exactly.
He'll just put on golf days every week.
That's exactly right.
He loves his golf, doesn't he?
That's exactly right.
So, well, fingers crossed anyway. Like Ed says, I think they've been in 25 or so years, they've been in...
They won the championship 3 or 4, at least 3 times.
I think he played for them, Beefy, in their first ever year, which was 1991,
Did he? Right
at the end of their career, so he kind of finished his career there. And he still only lives half an hour away. I didn't realise that.
A lot of them are local lads still in the team. You know, I know Stonemans and Borthwick have gone now, but it's you can go on. List goes on and on about all these just good northeast cricketers that they've brought through. Yeah.
And there's also an interesting point about the T20 new tournament that's going to be coming in, because whether that'll be, there's a lot of speculation over whether that'll be a city-based or a sort of a regional-based thing. So, you know, for instance, the northeast, if they could be part of some sort of team there. That'll presumably be based around Durham if it does happen, because they cover a huge area. Durham, they have Cumbria and Northumberland, so the whole of the northeast really falls under Durham in terms of county cricket. Durham is the only major county, so there's a big area.
Speaking of that, I was reading an interesting article in the paper during the week talking about how I guess the competition that's going to be coming to England in the next one, is it 2019? Is that when it's going to come? 2018, whenever it is.
This isn't confirmed, is it?
No, nothing's been confirmed yet.
Well, it's not confirmed.
It's going to be happening. The format has.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But they're comparing to the Big Bash, and rather than sort of comparing it to, I guess, like the teams in Sydney or Melbourne or Adelaide.
Yeah. It's
probably a little bit more like, especially in the north of England, a bit more like the Tasmanian example, because there's those sort of a lot of the cities are quite, I suppose, smaller. You know, sort of around 300,000 and so forth. And there's no, rather than than having a centre of a town. What's going to happen when I'm not sure exactly, when you've got these areas up there that have multiple kind of townships of a reasonable size.
Yeah.
How do you make one town to be that type of, to be a team rather than previously having the counties and so forth?
Well, I think the biggest difference, and the BBL is so well suited to have a city-based tournament.
It is, except for Tasmania.
Well,
Tasmania has
maybe.
two cities.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So they struggle for numbers and they struggle for interest down there.
And do they club together to become Tasmania or not? How do they feel about that?
Hobart,
so half the population down there, which is from Launceston, there's such a rivalry between those cities.
I see.
So
they got no interest then?
Well, I'm not sure they've got no interest, but it's a Hobart team, isn't it? So,
okay.
It's a bit like sort of Liverpool and Manchester.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, you couldn't have Liverpool...
You can't have a northwest team, and this is the problem with the county cricket.
Yeah.
It's not you talk about it's still really well set up in Australia.
You can't have
We've got it divided into 18.
Yeah.
So it's just
there's a reason why there's 18 first-class teams.
Yeah, and it's the history behind it and how long these clubs have been there. It's going to be like, it does need change, but God, I can't even imagine. It's glad it's not my job to think. I just can't even fathom how you're going to keep. There's just going to be so much falling out and so many issues, I guess.
Up north more so than down south, right? Because London,
so southeast, you've got obviously you've got Lords and the Oval to start with, but then you've got Sussex and Essex put on cracking T20 nights, and they get some temporary stands in there, and they get 10 or 12,000 in.
Canterbury as well.
I wouldn't necessarily say. I reckon.
Kent. Oh, you said Kent and Essex, sorry.
I don't necessarily...
I know Sussex, I said Sussex, and Kent, I
don't necessarily think it's only going to be Lords in the Oval, because I reckon they'll get the Olympic Stadium going. I know Essex are doing a lot of work with West Ham at the moment to try and get some cricket in there.
Yeah.
There's a big Asian population in East London which they want to get into the cricket games and things, so that's what they're looking at doing. So I think that might be an early little
which is good
thing, which Essex are trying to get some power in terms of being a smaller county, wanting to go, right, well, we can get the Olympic Stadium. Chelmsford,
yeah. I mean, how are they going to feel about having to travel way into...
This is the problem.
The problem big money spinning nights for these clubs.
The problem is in London, it's been proven that you can sell out Lords in the Oval, and probably, if necessary, the Olympic Stadium as well, and probably quite easily. You get big numbers, and you just can't get those numbers elsewhere. But does that mean they don't get cricket up in? Because if not, there's no cricket all the way through Essex, Norfolk, Suffolk. There's zero then.
Yeah.
So that whole east sort of side of England is...
So does that mean you've got 3 teams in London, basically?
Well, fine, yeah, maybe. I mean, it could probably sustain it.
Definitely.
And I don't actually think that there's a massive kind of... you're not necessarily eroding Surrey and Middlesex that much in the middle of London, I don't think. So I don't think that matters. You can have north, south and east quite easily, I reckon.
Yeah.
And people would probably identify that almost more than the counties sometimes.
Yeah.
The problem you get, as Ed said, if you had a north team... You've got Yorkshire and Lancashire in the same side, and it's just not going to work.
They're not going to like it.
No one's going to turn up.
And then you've got Warwickshire and Notts in the middle. I mean, it's just whoever has to make all these decisions is going to get a lot of grief. And
going back to the Syrian Botham discussion, having him there leading the charge for Durham is a very, very good thing and a good move.
Over times have changed.
If they're looking ahead to think, because he's going to be quite a powerful figure in terms of negotiations, you would have thought.
Well, and he said... I think it was an interview when he was sort of unveiled. He said this new competition is a good thing for English cricket.
Did he?
We definitely want to. Any person who's against it is an idiot. Basically, he didn't say that in as many words, but mind you, he probably did.
That's official dumber.
So he's massively all for it. But yeah, as you say, having him there in Durham probably means they won't get left behind. So he could be key in keeping them going when it comes to those changes, which is good. So yeah, a couple of other things I want to talk about as well. The Marlon Samuels thing we touched upon earlier. Are you happy that he's not coming then, Ed? To Derbyshire, your old club?
I mean, I don't avidly. I'm from Derbyshire. I don't avidly support Derbyshire. It doesn't really. I'm not too fussed. I don't like
Glory
supporting. He's just one of those characters. I just see him on the interview about Shane White. It just rubs me up
the way he held himself after the T20.
Yeah, there's no grace.
It was terrible.
Or putting his legs up on the.
Putting his legs up on with his pads on. I think still in the press conference room, and then talking about basically slagging everyone off who was having an opinion on him. Shane Warne in particular, and his own board and they got treated badly, and Warney did have a go at him, and there was somebody else who had a big go at as well. I think I know obviously he's had a few on-field things with Stokes and everything. But
I think what's happened at Derbyshire, the chairman's left in the last week or two.
Yeah,
and it's about time he's gone because it's really been really bad for the last few years.
Mal Lloyd's in there at the moment.
Mal Lloyd, but the head guy is Kim Barnett, who's a bit of a legend at Derbyshire.
Of course, yeah.
And
John Wright, 2020
John
coach.
Wright's come back for 2020. So people like John Wright and Kim Barnett, they have a set sort of way, and they're pretty good blokes.
Yeah.
And I imagine now Grant, the chairman, went. I wouldn't be surprised if Kim Barnett said we don't want somebody like Marlon Samuels because we've already got Tahir, and we've got Samir Weir, one of the
Badgery.
No, Sri Lankan.
Samarawira.
Yeah, one of his off spinning all rounder, I think. So we've got a couple of spinners. Yeah.
Is he for the 2020 tournament only, or?
I think so. Yeah.
Timing
well, actually, we've signed a Kolpak. Everybody's signed a Kolpak, haven't they? Hardest Villian.
Yeah. He was a good player as well.
Is he?
Yeah, very much so. So he was another one that they were quite disappointed to lose.
Yeah,
in South Africa.
If there's anybody on the chopping block, Derbyshire will be wanting to pull themselves off the floor, won't they? They're not they're going to need to.
Yeah, I mean they finished rock bottom again last year. Yeah. I mean, there's some good young cricketers up there, and hopefully they'll get given a go. Billy Godman did well.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He sort of matured into a good captain, I think, last year.
I also heard a rumour the other day the chairman's trying to get a slot in the ECB somewhere.
Yeah.
Trying to do something.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Good rumour mill, though. Yeah. Excellent rumour mill.
Yeah.
Very good. So the only last one I have to bring up is: did anyone see Rakheem Cornwall playing?
Yes.
How could you miss him?
I have never seen anything like that.
Wow.
He reminds me of me and my youth mate. I mean
he makes David Boone look like Mo Farah.
He's got 60.
He looks like Biggie Smalls.
He got 60 and bowled. I think he bowled
wicket as well.
1 for 39 off 10 or something.
Is he going to be playing? He's got to be.
I hope so.
Can we get him on the podcast?
Well, we've got to get him on. Bumble commentating on him playing.
Oh yeah. So if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, there's a chap called Rakheem Cornwall who played against England in the W.Indies warm-up matches, who is 6'5" or 2 meters and 140 kgs or 22 stone, which I'd be amazed if there's any other first-class cricketers that have been that size in the history of cricket.
Rob Lynch? Come on.
I can think of one. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, but I can't imagine him passing too many fitness tests at the very top level. But
is he going to be playing against England?
I hope so. I don't know. I mean, he played well. He got 60 odd. He got them out of trouble actually, but it wasn't enough. But he got 60 odd and 1 for 39 off 10 overs. So he's an off spinning. Or surprisingly, he's not a seamer, but he's an off-spinning all-rounder, so...
he'll get the viewers up, won't he? I mean, that bloke from Bermuda that took that crack at the catch a few years back.
Yeah, in the World Cup, yeah.
People love a big man out there in the park.
He must be able to hit it far. Imagine how far, running between the wickets, maybe not.
Probably not his strength.
He'd be right.
Strength, but...
He'd be right. You get a run... you're not allowed runners anymore, are you? Shit, that's why I retired. I forgot about that.
So, anyway, it might be worth checking that out. Otherwise, I think that's just about it from us. We're going to... As always, just keep our things on Facebook and Twitter. You can find us on the SoundCloud and on iTunes by searching for the Sticky Wicket podcast. I want to get your thoughts on anything that happens. There's another test match going in India this week. I'm sure Marty will be all over it. So you can find us there. But otherwise, for this week, thanks so much for listening. Thanks, Marty.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Cheese.
Thanks, Joe. Cheers, Ed.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.